Clock says 4:30.
Hey.
Call to order.
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Bunting.
Here.
Commissioner Gay.
Here.
Commissioner Sapsy.
Here.
Commissioner Owens.
Here. George, can get you seated?
Guys, please. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the day and blessings in it. And we just remember the time of year it is, Father. Your Son came to save us from ourselves and make blessings so that we can go to heaven. We ask, Father, you be continue to watch over our servicemen and women, both overseas and at home. Our first responders, Father, that you put blessings upon them. And we ask that you would put special seasons and greetings, blessings upon all the folks of Gratiot County. We ask that you be with us through the rest of this meeting. For it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Minus for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to take J2 off.
Off.
You need a motion for that, or you just for striking it?
Just strike it.
Striking it, okay.
Motion will come when you accept the agenda. That it? That's it. Okay, I'd move that we accept the agenda as amended.
Or
Moved by George, supported by Tim to accept the agenda as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. That lady in the second row want to make a public comment? Casey?
Wanted to stop in and let you know about our new hire, Bart Stoneman. We wanted to introduce you. He started last week, and he's already done a really great job. He is the Director of Community Development, so kind of taking my spot as I move into Jim's. So we can give him a couple of chance to introduce himself.
Yeah, so just want to stop in and introduce myself. My name is Bart. Born and raised in Breckenridge for my whole life up until the last 10 years or so. I've lived in the city of Elma. So yeah, I got strong Gratiot County roots. Grew up on a farming family, so I understand the kind of the nature of Gratiot County and how things work. And I'm excited to get involved with the county and work towards the future of Gratiot County the best I can. So looking forward to getting to know all of you and working together and doing what we can to help Gratiot County. So thanks.
Kind of,
welcome aboard.
kind of a downgrade moving from Breckenridge to Alma, but any other public comment? Okay, consideration of the consent calendar.
The consent calendar.
Moved by George, supported by Tim to approve the consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Administrators report.
Hey, here we go. Been a busy couple of weeks, as you might imagine. My first priority to get acclimated to the job is take a look at the policies and procedures of the board, get acclimated to those, and just get pretty well on the lay of the land. I've identified 92 different policies in various forms, either on local drives in our office or out on the internet. 33 of those policies looks like they've been combined in one way or another in the form of a personnel policy or the non-union benefits manual. So it might not be 92, it might only be 59. They are in various formats that are inconsistent, and they're also very difficult to find adoption dates and revision dates on these policies. So I'm not certain what the real status is of a lot of them. So it makes it just a little tricky to begin maneuvering through the organization. So my mission, starting out tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we'll have a meeting in my office. We're going to go over these. I've got 4 of them in draft form that have already circulated among our staff in our office that I'll bring to you in January. We'll start the process of having you as the board look at these policies. A lot of them you'll see, if there's tweaks to them, they might just be grammar and punctuation. Others are going to be pretty substantive depending on what's in the policy itself. when I bring those in January, I also will be circulating them to department heads as well. And again, some of those are very minor, but anything that's going to impact another department, we want that involvement, that knowledge as well. I'll bring them here. I'm not going to expect you to just simply say, yes, we adopt this revision going forward. You're going to want time to look at this as well. So you'll take maybe a couple of weeks and we'll have conversations back and forth. Give it a few months, we'll get this in order. They'll all be a consistent format. You'll know they've been adopted and approved. We'll get that date established, and that will avoid possibly bad consequences in the future. So we'll know that you've reviewed them and that these are your policies. We'll also be compiling them for easy access for not only commission, but for all departments. There's no reason to hide any of these. In fact, our webpage, I think, is a really good place to park all the policies. Anybody who wants to review those will have the ability to do that. So that's been priority one. And as I said, we've got 4 policies in the queue right now. So we'll begin circulating those right away after our meeting tomorrow. What I'll also do is I'm a firm believer in the philosophy that the board speaks through its resolutions. So you'll see these policies, but you'll also see a resolution that will accompany that I'll ask you to adopt. What that does is allows anybody, say 10 or 15 years from now, sitting in this position or new commissioner to know when the board adopted the policy, why you adopt it, what's your statutory authority to do it, and the date, with the, be it results at the resolution itself. This is something that the clerk will have, obviously, too, and we'll attach to the minutes. So we'll be able to track these somewhat easily, into the future, but there'll be a lot of background. So anybody coming onto this board or working with the board in the future will have that available to them. So that's, look forward to that. That's something that I'll take pretty seriously. Probably every meeting you'll see 1 or 2 come forward. And we'll get this all organized and formatted the way we need. There's some other activities going on here. I do plan to attend the MTA meeting Thursday. I believe it's Pine River Township, so get acquainted maybe with some of our township officials there. I also plan to attend the Greater Gratiot Development Board meeting on Friday morning, bright and early, in Elma. I've also met with the staff over at Greater Gratiot, and pretty impressive group over there. A lot of involvement in things that are going on that benefits of the county, so a good association there. Also met with the Airport Advisory Committee on the 10th with Commissioner Bailey, sit in on that meeting. Very interesting component to the county, and it's kind of fun. There'd be various counties I go to, but things that they have. I know in Ingham County, there was a zoo. Whoever thought in my position you'd have a zoo under your umbrella, but there we were. Up in Ogama County, we had a transit. Here, we have our airport. So yeah, kind of a nice, unique, something new and different for me anyway. Also had communication with our GIS authority. They're going to be meeting here at 5 o'clock on February 5th. We were at the airport committee meeting when they had their meeting this month. So obviously I couldn't be there. They've requested, they want us to prepare their annual budget. I think you've already adopted their budget. I think I saw that in the budget document itself, so we'll review that. But they've also asked for financial statements and a 5-year projection of their finances. And they also want us to take a look at who's paid their dues this year. So that's an interesting meeting. That's a group, I don't know if you're all familiar, I assume you are, that we're a part of with other communities within the county and the GIS, the mapping system, and the oversight of that. And finally, I did meet with Brad Richmond from the Capital City Labor Program, the business agent, last week. I've known Brad for a while now. He was a dispatcher at Ingham County when I was there. So it's, somebody I'm acquainted with as well, but he's in a different role as am I now. So we'll be, reacquainted, but it was good to, again, make that contact and start moving forward on that. It's really the extent of my report, and I'm certainly ready to field any questions you might have.
Do you have the time on the GIS meeting on February 5th?
It will be 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Steve,
I went
Thank you.
Or I attended on Tuesday, the 9th, our employee appreciation holiday luncheon here in Ithaca. A wonderful meal. There was a lot of people there. It was really nice, well attended. It was always a nice time to, visit with people and see who's there and enjoy some hospitality there. That evening, I went to the Elba Township meeting. They are continuing to work on their newly acquired township hall. As of yesterday, they were collecting taxes there, so they're starting to do a few things there, although it is not fully completed. They are working somewhat out of that office. A lot of work to do, but it'll be really nice when they get it totally finished up. Hoping to be able to vote there in May. For the primaries, they're hoping they'll be able to have voting there, which would be really nice. And then yesterday, I went to the North Shade Township meeting. And had the business as usual. They do a really nice job as a township, having all their things prepared. When you walk in the door, every person that walks in the door gets an agenda. On that agenda, which is usually front and back, the finances are all color coded. The business that they're going to conduct is there. The meetings run extremely efficiently, and they do not last very long because of that very issue. You can tell that board works well together because the first time they're talking isn't the day they sit down in the chairs. They actually must communicate amongst each other well. They are in the process of doing some work with their security cameras. They did a complete add-on to the hall, and they're working with security companies. They have some security cameras, but to enhance that so that they feel like their hall is covered better, which will be really good for them. So that's what I have.
Okay, I've been to Bethany Township to one of their meetings. And I have some cookies here and some banana nut bread. I have a niece and a great niece, and I had them make 200 cookies for me. So I spent 2 days last week taking them to, some went to Alma, to the fire department, the city hall, and the commissioners and the staff, the city staff. And then I took some to St. Louis. And when I spent 2 days, I gotta tell you, I can't even remember all the places I've taken them. The library, one of the banks, I was able to do that, and Michigan Tire was another one that I do a lot of business with, and very great people to work with. But anyway, I'm planning on going to the township meeting Thursday, and I do have meetings yet this month. Bethany Township. It's done until next year, but Alma will be next week. And so it's I've been busy, but making cookies mostly. I'd like to take credit for making them, but I didn't. And also I want to thank our administrator for our gifts here. His wife put it together. I was telling him, I think that's the first time commissioners have ever gotten a gift.
We usually get gifts all right, but they're not as nice as these.
Okay, that's
George?
On the 8th, I attended a meeting at North Star. They just passed a dangerous building ordinance and they're getting ready to do their first building over there. And see how that goes. I expect that'll go well. And if that goes well, there's gonna be a lot of buildings in North Star that need to come down, and they're gonna be coming down. So that's a good thing. Then on the 9th, I went to Lafayette Township. They're still discussing their bond that they're gonna need for their new township hall, which they hope to start early spring. And of course, normal course of business. And then I went to Wheeler Township and they were talking about the normal course of what they do. And of course, the Wheeler building a gas station, condemned gas station keeps coming up, but there's no progress on that at all, so. Then on the 10th, I attended the advisory board committee meeting out at the airport. And then on the 15th, I went to Hamilton Township and they had a regular meeting. And they're fixing up a lot of stuff or adding a lot of stuff for their new township hall, such as soundproofing and that kind of thing. And it really looks nice in there. They've really, I'm pretty happy for them. They've done a great job there. And then, of course, tomorrow, we'll have a Board of Health meeting. We'll be there. Steve and I will be there. That brings us all the way around to Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Tim?
On December 9th, with the rest of us, the 25 and 30-year employment awards were at the luncheon. The prizes were given. I didn't win one. The food was delicious. Also on that day, December 9th, I attended an Elma City Commission meeting. The mayor, Greg Mapes, was absent, but Roxanne Carrington ran the meeting. And Dave Ringel talked about something really close to our hearts, our construction of sanitary sewer services on Washington, Charles, and Moyer Avenue. Starting last Friday, they call it Come Home to Elma started to celebrate the Christmas season. There was a parade Friday, and then Saturday there was 5 and 10K races. The parade was called something, a man that just passed away a few years ago. I can't think of his name.
Larry Mott.
Right, Larry Mott.
Let's say I got the paper, I can look it up.
The parade was named after Larry Mott. The Strand Theater raised money just one time for roof repair. I noticed they have a flat roof, and we have heavy snow. They should shovel the snow off it because, as I said, the snow melts and gets in the little creases, and then it freezes and it breaks up, stuff like that. So they raised a lot of money for that. December 11th, I went to a mental health meeting at the drop-in center on Pine Avenue. I think every December, the Christmas season, they have their meeting at the drop-in center, Pine Avenue, the Burger Chef building. I grew up with the Burger Chef at the end of the street. People with mental health problems can drop in the center and get help. And there's a pool table and big TV. Maybe they don't feel all alone.
That's it? Okay. Well, I attended the parade Friday night. God, it was cold. But it was quite a parade. I was pretty impressed. And there's a meeting tonight at Pine River, but I'm gonna skip that so I can go home and have a BLT. I'll see all the people on Thursday anyway. So, well, that's it. Okay. Under new business, a resolution of gratitude. Are you gonna read that, Steve?
Nope. I so move that we sign or authorize Dave to sign the resolution 25344 in appreciation, and gratitude, honoring Mary Kay Hunter for 36 years of dedicated service to probate court of Gratiot County. Whereas Mary Kay Hunter faithfully served the probate court of Gratiot County for 36 years, demonstrating unwavering commitment, professionalism, and dedication to the citizens of this county. And whereas during her tenure in the probate court, Mary Kay has provided exceptional service in ensuring the fair and compassionate administration of justice, assisting families, guardians, personal representatives, and all individuals who sought assistance through the court. And whereas she has contributed greatly to the efficiency and integrity of the probate court, serving as a dependable resource and mentor to colleagues while upholding the highest standards of public service. And whereas Mary Kay Hunter has handled the sensitive and complex matters of probate court with care, respect, and professionalism, earning the admiration of judges, attorneys, staff, and the community at large. And whereas her longevity in service is a testament to her integrity, strong work ethic, and heartfelt commitment to the mission of the probate court and the residents of Gratiot County. And whereas the Board of Commissioners and the probate court wish to acknowledge and express deep gratitude for the outstanding contributions and lasting impact that Mary Kay has made during her 36 years, of dedicated service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Gratiot County Board of Commissioners hereby recognize and thanks Mary Kay Hunter for 36 years of exemplary service to the probate court of Gratiot County and for her loyalty, professionalism, and commitment to justice. And be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official records of the county and that a copy be presented to Mary Kay Hunter as a token of appreciation for her remarkable service. And be it finally resolved that the board extends the best wishes to Mary Kay Hunter for a fulfilling and joyful future in all of her endeavors. Adopted the 16th day of December, 2025. I think she deserves a round of applause. We need to have a roll call on this.
We need a second.
Yeah, I'll support that.
Steve made a motion, George seconded to approve the resolution 25-344. Record roll call.
Commissioner Sapsy,
Yes.
Commissioner Bailey,
Yes.
Commissioner Bunting,
Yes.
Commissioner Gay,
Yes.
Commissioner Owens.
Yes.
Back down the days.
Okay, we got consideration to appoint 3 positions for the planning commission for 3-year term ending December 31, 2028.
Do these need to be handled individually or can we do like
We can do-
3 people at once for the?
You could do all 3 people at once.
Okay.
Because they're the same people who are sitting
Yes.
on the board right now.
Right now,
We
yeah.
didn't have any other planning commission.
Do all 3 at once.
Okay.
I so move that we appoint Carla Childers, Robert Endler, and David Justin to the planning commission for their term. These are 3-year?
3-year term.
3-year terms. Or
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim to appoint the 3 people to the planning commission. Oh, and second it?
We had Gay.
Oh,
Fuji.
okay. All those in favor, say aye.
I,
Carried.
So I think I caused a little confusion with the next one is the Parks and Rec Board. There's 2 positions that are open and that's Mr. Lewis's position and Ken Davis. But Ken Davis is retiring, so he did not reapply. But in your packet, David Justin does show that he applied for the Planning Commission and Parks and Rec. But he is actually sitting on Parks and Recs as the seat from the Planning Commission. So he is not considered one of the 3 candidates that applied for 2 seats. So you do need to make a decision. You do have three candidates, which is Sodenberg, I think is how Helen pronounces her name, Justin and McCoon. What?
I so move that we appoint Jerry Lewis and Lyle McCoon Jr. to the Parks and Rec Board.
Moved by Steve, supported by George, to appoint Jerry Lewis and Lyle McCoon to the Parks and Rec Board. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And carried. We have one person applying for the job.
Todd Crawford.
I so move that we appoint Todd Crawford to the Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee.
Moved by Steve, supported by George, to appoint Todd Crawford to the Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Okay. Now we're ready to go into
We got any unfinished?
unfinished business.
Yeah.
Thinking about BLT.
Don't have any. And I make a motion that we suspend the regular meeting to go into the airport authority meeting. Report.
Moved by George, supported by Tim, to leave the regular meeting and go into the airport meeting. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do you want to start it off, George, or
Well, I think Steve's gonna
Steve?
go ahead and.
Well, we can start with just the management report. Go through that. I don't know if you had time to review that. Probably the interesting part for this is activity for November. We actually had 12 days of no fuel sales just due to weather, which a year ago, let's look here.
It's like you had 9 a year ago.
Yes, so we were kind of ahead of the game a little bit, but we'll see in December. Last few days of last week, we haven't really had any fuel sales. We did have some today, so. But we're on the Jet A side, we sold 27,000 gallons of Jet A so far this year. We got one more month. We're 308 gallons ahead through November and comparing. So we'll probably end up about equal for the year, because December last year, we only sold 312 gallons. We're 2,800 gallons ahead on the 100 low lead through November. And it's been, I think we sold about 350 gallons so far through the 15th of December. So anyway, activity wise, pretty close to what we did last year, except we're having a few more gallons and stuff. Probably the only other thing, the 3 Point Aviation, we started ground school both in Clare and Alma here. We got 11 students in the ground school. We did have a jet come in, a PC-12 came in the 19th of November. There was a lady come in to pick up a new puppy, so flew back to Columbus after, but they had a little issue with, we had fog there. They got in okay, but couldn't leave till noon, so. We also had a student, not one of our students, but one student from Saginaw came in on the 19th, and they were doing a long cross country, and they had flown out of Saginaw, went up to Alpena, and then came back to Alma, and then they were going back to Saginaw. But when they took off from Alma, they lost partial engine power, and luckily, it was had enough power to make a turn to come back and land on the runway. And found out that ran out of fuel on one tank, so that's what caused a partial. They were flying a Piper airplane that has two tanks, and you have to switch back and forth between tanks every 15 minutes to balance the load. Forgot to do that. But the other tank was about dry anyway, so we did have a fuel cell that day. So anyway, I was going to say toward the end of after August 24th, 25th through the end of the month, the weather was really bad, windy and stuff, storms. Didn't have any fuel cells the last month of November there. Other than that, you can see kind of what transpires during the month there, the daily report. Then with some pictures here, just some activity in October, November, cleaning up some brush, cleaning up some stumps, trying to clean up some things with, we had found some concrete down on Eli Highway where there must have been an old building site. And we were trying to clean that up, remove the stumps and trees there. And we got this concrete cleaned up on the 22nd, and just as we got all that cleaned up, we found a piece of re-rod in there. And it was a grounding re-rod for electricity. So on the 24th, we went back down there and pulled that out. But in between there, we found more concrete. So we dug all that up and we ended up taking it to Vestaburg, where they have a crusher to crush it up. So we got all that done with minimum cost to the airport authority. So so that's kind of the month of November. December, of course, we had a big snowstorm this last week, 8 inches, pretty heavy snow. First day we plowed the main runway, ramps, T-hanger areas, and got all that cleaned up. The next day we plowed 1836, and had to blow snow over the lights just because it was so deep. Time you roll 12 feet of 8-inch snow, 75-foot runway, you can imagine. So we blew a lot of snow over lights just to get the snow off the runways, which is kind of unusual. We normally don't have an 8-inch snowfall, but we've had a 6 and an 8 so far this year. So anyway, we actually did some cleaning up. Took us 3 days to get everything cleaned up with all the snow plowing and everything. So we did have, of course, the snow happened on December 10th. We had an advisory meeting. So we were in the process of cleaning all that stuff up. But I don't know if, do we want to go through that advisory stuff?
Yep.
So at the advisory meeting, we went over the management report there with the group. We gave an update with the MAP. We had a MAP meeting. That was on November 4th. A MAP meeting is a Michigan Airport Planning Meeting down in Lansing. So they go over all our projects that we have forthcoming. I think not everybody's aware, but we got a project that was supposed to be done this August. August through October, which is to repave the taxiways at the airport between all the T-hangers. That money we're waiting for the approval and the funding of the project. That didn't happen until October 9th. And at that point, to tear up asphalt and lay it back down, we decided to postpone that project till spring. The engineering firm that we work with then recommend late in the season like that to lay asphalt, especially when it's going to be a finished asphalt versus, a rough site or something. So anyway, we went over that. We're scheduled to get new lighting. That'll be a project that they're working on, design work and stuff. This is airport lighting along the runways and part of the taxiways. And we're not tearing up the old lighting, we're just reconstructing the structures above and wiring underground. We're gonna lay new wiring between the lights. They've been after us to upgrade the wiring for the last couple of years and the lights. So that's that'll be worked on and design work probably this winter. We also talked about some of the future things that we're looking at the runway. They recommend that we resurface 927 every year. Every 3 years, they do a report on the asphalt, condition of the asphalt at the airport, whether it's the ramps or the runways. And we score in the 60s, high 60s on that particular runway out of 100, which isn't bad. But if it gets below 55, then they call it, instead of a reconstruction, they call it, you got to tear everything out. Do it before it gets below 55. They just grind it off and relay it, and get a new surface and stuff. So Michigan MDOT recommended that we put that on our schedule to move it up for resurfacing 927. We have some other things on the 5-year plan. Some of them got moved back. We're every year we have to meet with them and talk about availability of projects and funding and stuff. I don't know if anybody has any questions on that or.
Seems like we're spending a lot of money at the airport. And all that stuff costs a lot of money. And one of our next things that's coming up is a way for revenue source, and I see we've decided to ask for approval on something that I'm not quite sure anybody knows what they've got to rent for farm ground out there. It appears to me that we've rented one farm 86 acres for the last decade. We rented another one 89 acres that we got paid a very, very minimal amount for. But when I stopped down to the USDA office, and they do their math for me, there's 349.64 acres of farmland at Gratiot County Airport that gets reported to the federal government as being farmed on a yearly basis. Plus another approximately 30 acres that looks like it's either farmed conventional row crop or it's hay that does not get reported to the USDA. Your farm number is 12212. And there's 6 different tracts of multiple fields that are considered ag land at your airport. I don't know if anybody's ever went down there and looked at that. But then I did a little research because I knew that this was going to become an issue about renting. Our neighbors to the east, several airports in the state have ag lands. They put them out for competitive bid. I know there might be some clause that you don't have to do that, but for an airport that is going to spend $695,500 next year on projects, according to the budget, I can't understand why we would not want that and make the most.
Got to remember that's grant money. That's not county money. That's grant money. A lot of it, most of it.
Okay. But
And how much acres, you got to talk available acres too. Some of that.
this is available acres.
Land.
According to the United States government, this is your farmland. This isn't the runways, this isn't the parking lots, this is what the United States government, somebody at some point in time has went and said they farm this ground.
Yeah.
So if we have been, that's considered fraud on one end or the other. Either someone is claiming they farm a whole bunch of ground that they don't farm and taking on reference last year, you planted, because we can't plant corn down there. They can only plant soybeans or wheat. Last year, in 2025, those farms would have received $29.76 an acre for every acre of soybeans they grew in 24. and $30.69 an acre for every acre of wheat they grew in 2024. So basically, if they grew soybeans, it costs $5.24 an acre to rent it, or $4.31 to rent it. I think we need to figure out before I will vote, support anything, we need to figure out how many acres of farm ground you have out there. It needs to be put out for competitive bid. Because if this was put out to competitive bid and we got anywhere near what some other local airports got, it would be probably the single largest income source you have. Right now, I think the single largest income is probably from fuel, from what I'm reading from the budget report last year. Why on earth would we not want to make as much profit as possible so that the airport does not cost the taxpayers of Gratiot County money to run the airport? We're talking a large percentage. If these bids come in where I think they probably will come in due to how much farmland gets rented for in Gratiot County, Michigan, which is very available to anybody who wants to look, I think you'd be surprised how many dollars. It's a large percentage. I talked to Tim earlier today. The percentage numbers are quite significant in the change from what we do get to what we would get as far as percentage of income earned off the farmland. I think we are in no way, shape, nor form to sign a long-year deal, a long-year term deal with anyone until we figure out how many acres we have, how many acres have been being claimed, and why you wouldn't offer that to, this is an agricultural community. Just like the farm we had out here on State Road, we have not offered that out for competitive bid for years, and our bid came in excess of 3 times what we were making before. I don't understand why we would not want to do this.
Well, let's just back up a little bit. First of all, I did go and talk to Soil Conservation or USDA and got the numbers of the farms that the people that are presently renting from the airport. One was 122 acres and I think 124 acres. The rest of it is all along the runways that you can't farm.
This clearly delineates where your runways are.
You can't farm the runways.
It's all blocked off that you can't run, can't be by the runways.
Oh, I have the maps, so.
So do I.
I'm just saying.
Is this leased for just 1
Yeah.
year or 5 years?
It has been rented by the year, but now they're proposing 5 years.
That's what I wondered too.
At a rate that's a fraction. Find me another acre of dirt in Gratiot County that you can rent for those rates. You'll be hard pressed to find one, unless it's somebody's family member.
Okay, I have the track numbers.
I do too. 9825, 104, 8831.
One that we're running.
Is what?
It's not one of the ones we're running.
You own it and it's being farmed.
This,
It's under your farm number. It's the one that extends along Seaman Road, 61.92 tillable acres.
North of the hangar, T hangars?
I show 7721, 7722, 104, and 9776.
Yep.
Those are the 4.
9831, that's a 40.1 acre parcel. It also comes under your, and a 61.92 acre parcel. That clearly you can see the runway in there. So this is my concern is,
I don't show.
USDA pretty much knows what ground is what. These all come from the same farm number.
Farms that you're dealing with.
12212.
Yep. There's only 2 parcels that are rented there, 104 and 9776.
These were printed yesterday.
Oh, this was printed April 7th. Farming this exact same ground, so. I don't know where the discrepancy is. One's 125.4 acres, rented to one person, 122 the other. Rest of it belong,
That could very well be, but I don't feel we are in any position when this is what I was provided yesterday. The total's 349.64 acres. And for the last decade, we've been renting 175 acres. Less than half, well, approximately exactly half of what we own that's tillable according to the United States government. And we're only going up to 247, which still leaves us 202.64 acres, or 102 acres that are unaccounted for according to the government. And I don't believe until we know exactly what we have that we should be approving anything until we figure it out. And then once again, why we would not want to offer this opportunity to farm a large chunk of dirt to multiple people within. You want to limit it to Gratiot County, limit it to Gratiot County. I don't know why you'd even think about doing that. We are in the process. We are an airport that's supposed to be trying to figure out a way to make itself self-sufficient. And if we're leaving 70, 80, $100,000 on the table,
You're not.
George, tell me how I'm not doing that, George.
He's got a list and I don't know where it's at. I'm trying to find it right now.
Good.
That the city of Elma, when they had this, they bid it out for like 15 years. Nobody bid on it. The soil conditions aren't conducive.
It's not ideal. You're not gonna get $300 an acre.
No,
Like they get.
you're getting someone to cut hay, and on the east end, you're getting someone to do some crops. The only ones that ever bid on that was these two farms, ever. All right, instead of having to go through this system constantly. Now, I don't know the discrepancy. I don't get into that. I certainly don't know that. But I'm just trying
All
to,
I know is last year, this became an issue where we waited till it was May to have this brought in front of us. I literally made myself a note at home that this was not going to happen again, that we were not going to effectively try to put this out for bid, just like we did the last farm, and you had multiple people who put in for it. I can't remember the number, but we had a lot of people who were
it's
interested.
not farming around an airport,
I totally get it.
completely different animal.
Midland Bay City Airport doesn't have a problem getting
How
people.
much land do they have and how far away from the airport runways are they?
Same.
650 acres total.
They have a ton of ground over there. And they have all, I don't know,
That's my point.
and they're
You know what?
all broke up in
And talk
different pieces.
just so the cops won't have it. I would like to have you, Steve, get with Dennis at some time here in the near future, and you sit down and you explain everything to him and he'll explain everything to you. And if we can go ahead and quote it out, I'll be happy to do that. But I'm
There's a,
told two things here. So
we have there's examples all over the internet of airports all over the country, all over the state of
to
Michigan,
be fair to Dennis,
do this.
if you knowingly had all this stuff,
I got it yesterday, George.
why did you wait till yesterday?
Why did I wait till what? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I got this packet of information.
All right. Well,
I said,
and
we're gonna vote.
and that's our fault because it should have got to you sooner than that. And
So
so
I got this yesterday and I went,
fine.
wait a minute.
That's fine.
We're not gonna do this.
What I'm supposed to do is hear,
That quick.
instead of hear you and I yelling at each other, which is
I'm
ridiculous.
not gonna yell at you.
Right.
I'm just telling you.
Just you have a deep concern about this.
I
You need
do.
to be educated on that, and this is not the time and the place to do that. But I recommend that you go ahead and you take time. I know Dennis will be glad to sit down with you. And
I think we just got to figure out the acreage.
No, and due fairness, Commissioner Bailey,
you know,
we are talking to another farmer here who farms how many acres?
Not,
I mean,
this
he's,
is more ground than I farm that the airport owns. But my concern is, and always will be, that's what I got on this thing, is for the taxpayers of Gratiot County. And this airport should not be a burden to the citizens of Gratiot County.
That's my goal.
Yeah, and I know it is. That's why I'm like, why would we possibly miss out? We might get a bid. The only bids we might get are for $35 an acre and for 39.33 an acre, or 35 and $49 an acre. That's what the recommendation is for this year. If that's what it is, I'll be thoroughly shocked if that's all that it is. But, and I have nothing against, I'm glad we have somebody who wants to farm. But we owe it to the taxpayers of this county, in my opinion, to put that out for fair bid and let everybody have a chance at it. We all understand the rules. The rules are very clear. If we put it in our bid, it's going to be very clear that they got to stay so many feet away. They can only operate at certain times of the day. They can't leave equipment sitting by the runway. All that stuff is clear in some of these bid proposals. So why wouldn't we put those same things out for our farmers in this area? I don't know why we wouldn't. So
I don't disagree with any of what you're saying. It's just that normally land like that, leasing and stuff is handled by the county administrator, okay? I was thrown into this when Chris left. Okay, can you go talk to these farmers? I went and talked to them. I went to the USDA, got the acreage that they're actually farming. You can't farm between the runways. You can't farm, we can only mow the grass, okay? So USDA, I got copies of what the USDA gave me of what they're actually farming. So from there, we moved ahead and calculated a CPI adjustment for the rent that they were paying, moving it up. They both wanted to put fertilizer on the property, and because they don't like the 1 year deal, they wanted a 5 year deal. So that's what I negotiated. I wasn't here when you guys voted on that last April because I was on spring break. So I got thrown into it, and I found out that the former administrator had contacted one of them, but never contacted the other one. The other one never even got billed last year for the rent. I got all that fixed. So, yeah, we've been more than happy to talk through it.
I just think why on earth would we, like I said, if this is the only bids we get, good for them. I have no problem, but why on earth we would not open that opportunity up to multiple people? I mean, this county is agriculture, if there is anything in this county. So why on earth we would not want to try to afford that same opportunity to everyone that farms in the greater mid-Michigan area, an opportunity to farm, especially, I mean, whether or not we're talking about 247 acres, there's a lot of people that are willing to travel for 270 acres. But a lot more people are probably willing to travel for 349.64.
There is not 349 acres.
Well, there's two parcels that are in question, the tract 9825 and tract 9831, that we'll have to figure out why they have them attached to your farm number, or our farm number, excuse me, the airport's farm number, but you didn't get those maps, and I did get those maps. Well,
When I went to them, I knew exactly what parcels are being farmed.
mhm.
Can't farm next to the runways.
That 61 acre parcel ain't anywhere near the runway. That's not anywhere near the airport.
One of the ones,
That's one of them that is being farmed? Tract 9825, that's one of them you didn't have.
well, that's not owned by the airport, I don't think. Let me see which one you're talking about. We can take this offline. We don't have to make.
This is the one tonight, or this is the 61 acre along Seaman Road.
Yeah, that's not owned by the airport. We can't bid out somebody else's property.
Well, according to the United States government, you do own it, and it's under your number.
No,
And there's this one. It's 40.1 acres.
that's not owned by the airport either.
I just got what they gave me.
Yeah, that's not owned by us either.
Well, I'll make a motion that we table this issue until we can get this situation sorted out and come back at it again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have all the stuff that I got from them.
Just,
Parcels, I
we're
know
getting,
it's farm.
we're getting conflicting information.
See that, those two parts out right now?
Hmm?
Two people, are people leasing that pretty often now?
Them, no, for the USDA, it's attached to the county's farm, so that could be a screw up on their end. I have no idea how I stand on the other side of the counter just like you do.
Yeah, I just,
Handed me what I asked them.
you give me maps and I go, yeah, that's farm, that's farm, that's farm, you know.
Got a
Which
mo-
ones are farm? Because I've been there 12 years, so.
got a motion, is there support?
I'll support it.
Moved by George, supported by Jan to table this until further meeting. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
So, yeah, no, if we get through the map meeting questions.
Yep.
Okay. Um,
I gotta
get back to my agenda here.
meeting notes now.
I had to go get. What else do we have on the agenda there from our advisor?
We do new business, old business.
No, we're not done yet. Be there in a minute.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Just got back to my,
Airport financials.
I didn't get them. I didn't get them posted.
You didn't get them.
Financials are all
I'll
good.
just have to, I didn't see them I didn't get them in the packet.
Sorry, they were added late, so they're under extra.
Under extra,
The
I didn't look. That's my.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go back. Okay. Let's go back.
Yeah, so I can. Trying to find the agenda that we have. Oh. Okay, so we got to, we talked about the Michigan airport thing. C was advisory meeting. We talked about the camera update. Just to remind you, we're installing new cameras at the airport that was approved. We did get a grant for about $8,000 from Homeland Security to have cameras at the airport, and they'll pay for those. They're installing 5 cameras, a couple in the terminal, a couple different parking lots, one on the fuel farm. So they were here all last week. They didn't quite get done. The cameras are installed, but not operational. There may be 1 or 2 that might be operational. So they're going right now, waiting for some equipment that they need. So they're going to order that. D farm leases, we already talked about that. On E there, from the advisory group, we talked about World Fuel Services credit card agreement. We have a credit card agreement with US Bank, and that was through another fuel company that got sold to World Fuel Services. So right now, we can't offer Discovery or American Express cards because that other company doesn't handle that. But World Fuel, who bought that company, does offer it. So we went through and did a little comparison between a couple different companies that handles the credit card transactions, AvFuel and our present company. And we talked about switching over to and recommended we switch over to World Fuel. So we haven't actually done that yet, but we have to apply and go through it. It'll probably take after the first year. If there's any questions about that processing of credit card informations at the actual self-serve tanks on the ramp.
Did you ever find that guy that broke in?
I didn't. I haven't got any update from the sheriff.
Sheriff's sitting right there, he can tell you.
Oh,
Oh, he's texting. I thought he was sleeping.
no. He had pictures of them because I had some personal cameras in there and we got a picture of them, but I hadn't heard anything back. Sheriff did a run out there. That was on October 1st. we were a little concerned because we had a $20 million jet sitting on the runway there at the same time, but nothing really happened other than they stole my camera and some other stuff out of the terminal, along with some money. So no, we haven't at this point. We talked about some equipment hours. I brought some of the equipment that I own personally. Trying to get 13 more acres into production. Taking out stumps and brush and stuff. We talked about that at the advisory meeting. We talked about the airport deer herd management. I think I reported that on October 1st, we had a jet hit a deer on the runway. We hadn't had any for quite a while. Mount Pleasant, they had three deer hit on runways last year. So we're working with the DNR on ways to manage the herd a little bit better. And then we also talked at the advisory meeting about sealing our payment or our runways and our ramp. The Michigan MDOT had a program every 3 years that we could sign up for. And then they bid it out across a number of airports, try to get some cost effectiveness in sealing the runways and the ramps. They came to Alma last year. They were scheduled to come earlier the previous year, and but it got late in the season. And if they come late in the season and apply tar, it usually gets ripped up when they do snow plowing. So they actually came and did that. But Michigan MDOT has discontinued that program. So we had some discussions about maybe working with the County Road Commission, and they were out earlier this year and looked at some stuff. So we're kind of have to figure that out on our own, whether we put it out for bids or maybe work internally with the County Road Commission and pay them to help us out. We also talked about an AED for the airport. George, you can talk about that.
Yeah, well, after the incident that we had a few weeks ago, and we went ahead and approved the AEDs for the patrol car. Got to think about the airport. We don't have one out there. So the advisory committee is recommending that we get one for the airport, put it in the terminal, so at least we got one out there. So that's in fact, I can make that happen right now if we go ahead and.
An AED?
Yeah, it's to shock people back to life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so I'll make a motion that we'll allow the airport to purchase an AED for the terminal.
Motion by George, supported by Steve to purchase a AED for the airport. All those in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
oops. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got the table here. We got, Dennis just talked about the World Credit Card Company. And so we'll need to make a motion that allow us to change companies so that we can properly put it in the system. So I'll make a motion. What was the name of that company again, Dennis?
World Fuel Services.
Yeah, World Fuel Services, that will allow the airport manager to go ahead and make those changes so that we can change the kiosk at the fuel farm.
Moved by George, supported by Steve to allow Dennis to redo the credit card at the fuel farm. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And will that allow then for us to be able to use those two again?
Yes.
Discover and.
Yeah,
That'll be.
and that's why we did it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had people that had to have it, only thing they could use was a Discover card and they couldn't use it.
Yeah, so that's,
American Express also.
yes, yeah, so.
A lot of jets like those American Express.
Well, actually, it's probably more the private people. The jets normally come in, they have one of the World Fuel cards. They accept all those aviation cards, so. Anyway, yeah, so there was a little comparison that we had. We went through it. One's handled by US Bank and this will be handled by Chase. And processing. That allows also process in the office if somebody's credit card rejects or the system's down, we could run it on the internet in the office. That would not be our preference because it would just takes extra time if they can do it at the fuel pump. So. The last thing we had on there we talked about was reappointing some airport advisory committee reappointments.
And I talked to Angie about that. She's taking care of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll be, it'll be in January.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
All right. Well, we just talked about
Yeah.
the two people would be
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other questions?
I think we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
You make a motion to leave the airport meeting and go into the finance.
Dan? We need a second.
Here tonight.
We need a second.
Oh, I'll second it.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised Todd isn't here. I thought he would be here.
He said he had a conflict.
Continuing ed right now, he's going through.
Oh, that's right. He was all day at that,
I say some sort of training.
learning how to be a county clerk or a county treasurer or whatever. I don't. Anyway, yeah, okay.
Finance training.
What about finances?
Moved by Tim, supported by Jan.
To adjourn the airport.
Oh, I'm sorry, to adjourn the airport meeting to go into the finance. All those in favor, Sky? Hey,
Okay. Cash balances. They're as is. No changes, just regular ins and outs. We got, any questions on that? There isn't, I'm just moving on. Okay. The check register. Any questions on that? Maybe Tim can get in there and find out what we got, if you got an, have to answer.
On some of our check registers, when was the last time, and you're kind of know this, but our vendor list was actually updated because there's some concern on whether or not checks sometimes get cut to companies that aren't even still in business anymore. I'm just curious.
Well, I'm sure it was just updated with an audit. You could went through everything.
I don't think they didn't change it because we got all kinds of people on this vendor list. This vendor list is enormous. And if we don't need these people on there, I think it needs to be
Yeah, I see what
cleaned
you're
up.
saying, but I mean, what we have on here is all our vendors because we had that,
I'm just, I know that
they were, so.
Todd's not here, but is that something that we can have him look into and making sure that people who are on the list are people who are actually need to still be on that vendor list, and that if
They're obsolete vendors, get them off the list.
yes.
We've actually talked briefly about this already.
Okay.
And yes, the short answer, that's some overview and we'll update. Probably we'll create a policy about when you fall off the list, if you're not active for 2 years or something like that,
Okay,
you'll
good.
be removed. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure
Yeah,
that
I,
it's cleaner and more efficient,
Yeah.
and it lessens the chances of mistakes happening, because if
Agree with
there
that.
is if he's
Yeah, I have some questions on this too. One of them is, let's see if I can get it right. It was, November. What I hear. November the 21st, 2025, landfill mowing for $1,800. I'm kind of shocked that we're mowing the yard in November.
You got billed in November. They weren't mowing in there.
When was the last time they mowed it?
Well, that was our landfill you're talking about? Nobody's here to ask, but they just got done with Eagle. Did the whole thing out there, reconstructed everything out there. So I can't answer that question because Eagle was on site for like 2 months. And they redid everything out there at no cost to the county, by the way. They went out there and redid everything. Now, if we went back and had it done one more time, I don't know. Tony's not here to ask.
I think it's on here twice, 2 different times that we paid for mowing out there.
I don't know, maybe Tim can find it on there, but I didn't see that on there. Twice, but
I'm on page 6. Let me change glasses again.
Well, they do mow it twice, I believe.
Just said they mow it twice a year, usually in the spring and then once in the fall.
yeah, that's usually what
That's
happens.
some of you was mills. Like, mills.
Check what we used to pay, because this is $1,800. That's a lot for that. That's not that big.
It's 40 acres.
It's 40 acres.
Yeah.
There's a lot, there's a lot of land right there.
It's 40 acres. And
Hmm.
This
the
40
last time
acre.
I knew, I believe they rented a machine from Bader's or Hutchinson's.
Mhm. Okay, I was just curious.
That's probably what it is.
There's airport mowing on here. Maybe you had that.
No, it's just land.
Airport mooring wouldn't be on that.
It's on here.
No,
The EAA chapter.
yeah, the EA, yeah, yep, that was,
It's here, cutting edge, outdoor. Let's see. You see, there's another one in here too, investigation. For $2,225.
that's the airport. Through the AA chapter.
Okay, this.
All right. You said page 6, Jan?
Uh-huh. Yes,
Is it 1,800 even, Jan?
I'm
Is it
sorry.
1,800 even?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Give me just a second, my computer's trying to do an update. It says 6 seconds remaining.
Page 6. Page 6.
I think I saw that. I'm looking for, I thought I saw it twice on here.
We're looking for 1,800 to
Yeah,
mowing.
yeah. So someone trying to find the 1,800.
I hope they mowed before it snowed.
Oh, they mowed after. Easier on the blades. I don't see it.
Yeah, okay. Give me just a second.
I'm going blind or I just don't see it.
Cutting.
Page 6.
What's the name of it, Jay?
It's Cutting Edge Outdoor Solutions.
That's the one is 1,800, but I just went through them all and I did not see where it is repeated.
I'll go see if I can.
I can't find 2 of them on there.
Yeah.
Is it on the same page, Jen? It's repeated?
Oh, it was on another page.
Ah, that's.
Not another page?
That's not on the same page. I gotta tell you, I was surprised too when I saw Blue Cross Blue Shield healthcare insurance currently $108,711.12. Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's scheduled to go up what percentage next year?
No, I heard it's gonna go down. Trump is working on it.
Yeah.
I hope it does, because that's a,
They're actually working on it right now.
Tim can find it.
Get that
Can't.
now and have it.
I hope so.
Got it, but I can't read it. It's really teeny.
Rainy.
Did you find it, Tim?
I found the one entry on the spreadsheet, but I couldn't find the second one.
Yeah.
Just did a quick search and it only,
There's, see one there. Oh, well, we'll have to jot that down, Tim, and we'll get an answer.
We come.
There's nothing to answer, I don't think.
I started looking at these, then I decided to go back and underline them.
So we can move on from that. Tim will get the answer. Do you have anything else, Jan?
I do have one more.
Okay.
It's Mid-Michigan District Health, October creations,
Yeah.
5,000. Is that what we usually give them?
Well, no, we give them 287,000. That's probably just a
Portion.
payment of some kind.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's probably a portion of one of the programs that we pay.
Yeah, it's apportionment. Anything else, Jan?
and nope, I don't think so.
Okay, well, if you come back, if you got something.
Good. Well, we're still in this part of it. Let's,
So on 6/13, we paid for landfill mowing. On 8/11, we paid for landfill mowing, it was 1,800 each time. On 11/12, we paid for landfill mowing. On 12/8, we paid for snow removal and salt, and that was 3370.
I thought the one I said was,
It would be mowing anything in November, December.
that late.
Look at the invoice, that's just when it was paid.
What are we plowing snow to get to?
Oh, I know what it is. Salt removal. I mean, that's landfill. They got landfill, don't they? That's not right. I was listening to the company.
Yeah.
They do snow remover too.
November 12th, landfill site mowing.
yeah,
What's December? Same thing?
but the date, okay, can you give me those dates again? For the for the land?
6/13, 8/11, and 11/12.
The one I got here is 11/22. So,
She's probably seeing the date on the invoice. You're seeing the date the check was.
okay,
She's got invoice date, you have check cut. That's
Okay.
different.
We'll have to get into it and get back with you, Jan, because we can't answer the question. I can't answer the question, that's for sure.
I try to
And the
ask.
snow removal and salting is just public. Not that they were removing snow and salting.
Well, that's what,
Let me look.
That was on 12.
Sure.
Well, that-
Okay, it's animal control, county parking lot, court.
Okay,
Yeah, see,
I was hoping you were gonna say, it. I was like, what? Oh, so.
no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can accept that, but I'm like, why are, still at the landfill?
Exactly. That's what I had a problem with.
Polluting more with putting more salt on there is a good idea. Oh,
Well,
boy.
okay, so she'll get back with you on that.
All righty.
All right, revenue expense report. That's normal stuff. Usually we catch everything in the check register. If nobody has a question on that, I'll give you
I
enough.
guess, Tim, have you looked at these? I mean, on our percentages of where we're at in our budget, I mean, nothing's jumping off the page
No.
totally at me on any of this stuff. I mean, on occasion you get a fluke one that comes in, but I'm sure you've perused through it, nothing.
Yeah, but I would not expect to see much,
Yeah, I mean, this early in
you
the,
know, the first.
you know,
You're gonna have 1 or 2 100% because we pay everything up front.
front, yeah.
But other than that, they all come into it.
Usually not looking at the 100%, I'm looking at the ones that come in at 1,500%. You're like,
We've
what
got
happened?
3 different ways.
Actually, something got billed wrong, or we got.
We pay up front, we pay quarterly, and we pay as the bills come in. I mean, that's what you're gonna see on your reports. And so it gets confusing sometimes. Okay. Treasurer. Our interest rates falling off, kid.
Not so bad. I
Terrible.
mean, no,
It's a couple grand.
well, no. Let's see here.
Well, no.
Just hang on. Am I talking or are you here?
I guess you put me in my.
I guess I did. from last month to this month on the sheet, the investment sheet that I gave you, it's only like a $500 difference.
Look like $1,000.
No,
Brain.
okay. And here's your report that
Okay, thank
I
you.
always give to you.
Yep.
These are, of course, the usual reports that I submit every month. Does anybody have any questions on any of them? Tim, do you have anything that you would like to ask me about these? These guys are used to them, but for you, yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory on most of them, but we do expect, as George said, the interest rates to, start going down. I know that they have cut them another 25 since I did this one. So next month, I'm sure will reflect that, but so far, it's not horrible.
No.
Not going down that bad, but. Other than that, I don't have anything new.
No, we just started collecting taxes again, right?
Yep.
And that's not you, that's the townships right now. Right.
Right, it's still local right
Yeah.
now. Yes. But we did get through all of our auctions and
It's the big one. The tax.
winter taxes.
It depends on the township.
yeah, the city of Alma anyway, they collect backwards from what the local units.
Yeah, we got, our winter taxes are low, our summer taxes are high. The farming community is just reversed.
Yep.
The big ones in the winter because they just got their crops,
Mhm.
supposedly.
But-
Some of the checks aren't very big, are they?
Yeah.
Some of them,
But it
not
depends on
easy to see.
what unit you're in of when it's the big one, you said, Tim.
Sometimes just, yeah. I've been listening to farmers the last couple of weeks and it's disheartening.
Now, I have one's gonna reflect you because you give us this the receipt of distribution thing comes
Yes.
from you.
Mhm.
The check register does not come from you.
Right,
But we have a prepaid postage machine that we do a lot of our postage with.
yes.
But on checks, somebody in the county wrote a check for a large number of, must be stamps. It was like $800 worth of stamps.
Okay,
I can't find it quickly, but I remember going,
Yeah,
I thought we did all that through a postage
You do
machine, but I
know there
there's
was
certain,
some-
I didn't know if there were certain divisions that,
I think probate may be one of them, I
Okay.
think, but I'm
I
not.
thought maybe even like animal control, they're not.
They,
well,
there's to
They
the,
do bring it here, okay.
Do,
I
don't-
was like, I didn't think they would.
If it comes off.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Most of it would come off the postage machine, but I think the stamp amount was actually more than what the monthly one for the machine. Like, I don't.
oh, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some departments,
One for some.
Sat down, see who bought the stamp.
We get
Got the-
made
Bought
envelopes.
the stamp.
Okay,
It includes the envelope and the stamp.
okay. So
We do
it
that.
might be, it may have showed up as stamps, but it could be, that makes me, feel like, cause I was like,
Yeah.
when I worked, here, everything runs through the postage. machine. What in the world? You
Free
we stamped envelopes.
envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
But if they're all pre-postage paid envelopes,
Okay,
it may show up as stamps, but I was like,
An envelope with my address and stuff on it.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Okay.
stamp through the
Do
unit.
that as
We
well.
found out that Angie's guilty.
It's me.
No, because what difference does it
Mine's
make,
actually-
not using either, but
Just teasing.
they're not that much.
Oh, mine's, I
It
ordered.
depends on how many.
Probably bought a year's supply.
So the taxes aren't due till February.
Correct.
Correct.
Wait to the last minute to pay them.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a local unit. I don't know, I assume.
Oh, yeah, most of the time.
Yeah,
most of it's how people have their accounting set up. Do I pay them this year or do I pay them after the first year? It's all
depends, some like.
Think for tax.
Times-
personal taxes,
Well, I just,
like,
my brain.
or one that always pays them before the first year, you pay them. If you don't.
Depends on the unit,
Like, okay.
because they send them to us at the end of the month, or
Yeah.
at the beginning of the next month.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, very good.
Okay,
All set.
thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you
Hey, Tim, we're ready to go back to regular session.
for the intent.
I make a motion to go back to regular session to pay.
In order to pay the bills. There you go. I'll say second on that.
Okay,
Moved by
so
Tim, seconded by George to exit the,
public.
It's gone back.
pay the bills first.
Yeah, Tim.
To pay the bill.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. paid the bills.
Right.
And bills.
Any,
Now, we're back in full session. Now you can say it, Tim. Public comment.
Well,
is there any public comment?
no, okay, I motion to adjourn.
There you go, and I'll support that.
There you go.
Moved by Tim, supported by George to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Leftover. Why don't you take it to your, that's for the girls.